in a world where man and machine merge, and neon lights conceal the terrors of the night. Fairy tales are rewritten in corrupted code, twisted by the cold logic of the future. Step into the shadows where the stories have evolved. Welcome to Cyberpunk Dark Tales. In the neon-lit depths of a fractured world, where man and machine are one, a new breed of hacker rises. Their firewalls are their last line of defense, but in the shadows, something far more dangerous waits. The hunt begins. This is the Three Little Hackers. The neon haze of New Tokyo pulsed like a dying heartbeat. Somewhere deep in the sprawl, three brothers ran for their lives. Their father, the infamous hacker Boar, was gone, erased. Not just killed, but deleted. His data fragments, his existence, scrubbed clean from the grid. And the one responsible? The hunter known only as the wolf. The pigs had two options, hide or fight. Genji's plastic haven, the first hunt. Genji didn't believe in confrontation. He believed in disappearing. The sprawl was full of broken places, forgotten corners of the megacity where ghosts of old tech whispered in the static. He carved out a nest in one such place, an abandoned service tunnel, reinforced with scrap polymer and haphazard firewalls, his digital defenses thin but quick. He thought that was enough. It wasn't. Somewhere outside, the city breathed. The hum of old neon. The distant rumble of auto rickshaws. The flickering hollow ads of forgotten products. Then, silence. A dead silence that didn't belong. Genji froze, fingers hovering over his neural interface. He reached for his pistol, just as his comms cracked to life. A voice, smooth as black glass, poured into his earpiece. Little pig, let me in." Genji's breath hitched. He scrambled, locking down his network. Code rushed across his vision. His hands flew over his hollow keyboard. Trace attempt detected. Breach attempt detected. Countermeasures deployed. Then the pounding started. Not fists. No, boots. Heavy, mechanical, deliberate. Each step reverberated through his plastic walls like seismic tremors. "Genji," the wolf whispered. "You built your house out of trash." A sudden crack, his left monitor exploded in a shower of sparks. Firewall 1, down. Genji spun, adrenaline roaring in his veins. He fired wildly at the door. The plasma shots left scorched holes in the polymer, but no impact. Then came the huffing, a deep, inhuman, mechanical intake of breath. And the blowing. A sonic wave, a directed EMP blast, ripped through his defenses like tissue paper. His world shattered in a cascade of neon and digital ruin. His HUD glitched, his systems fried, and in the final seconds of static-ridden horror, he saw it. A sleek, black metal figure, clad in obsidian plating, its helmet smooth and reflective like a predator's gaze. The wolf stepped through the ruined walls and smiled. And then Genji screamed. Taro's metal fortress, the siege. Taro didn't run. He built. In the ruins of an old industrial plant, he welded steel barriers, reinforced walls, and planted sensor turrets at every entrance. His security network was a labyrinth of encrypted pathways, ice-thick firewalls, and quantum locks. If Genji relied on speed, Taro relied on strength. The wolf would have to fight him to get in. But the wolf wasn't here to fight. It was here to hunt. The power went out. Taro blinked, staring at the dead monitors. The city's neon heartbeat faltered outside. His encrypted comms flared to life. Little pig, little pig." Taro clenched his fists. He knew that voice. "Let me in." "No." Taro tapped into his emergency reserves, reactivating a backup power source. The lights flickered back on, and the turrets whirred to life, targeting the main entrance. If the wolf came through, it would be ripped apart. But the wolf wasn't at the door. A sudden metal groan echoed through the factory. Taro turned, heart hammering. The ceiling buckled. Something was above him, crawling like a machine wraith. His eyes darted to the motion sensors. Every single turret was facing the wrong way. He spun, just in time to see black claws punch through the steel ceiling like it was paper. The wolf ripped its way inside. Taro's turrets swiveled to fire, but they wouldn't shoot. His own systems had betrayed him. The wolf had rewritten his security, turned his fortress into a coffin. Taro roared, raising his railgun, but before he could pull the trigger, a blade punched through his spine. Cold, precise, paralyzing. "You built your house out of steel," the wolf whispered, lowering him to the floor. "Steel rusts." Taro never felt the second cut. Kiro's digital mind, the final hunt. Kiro was the last pig standing. But unlike his brothers, he hadn't built a home in the physical world. His mind was his fortress. He abandoned his body long ago, uploading his consciousness into the cloud, or rogue AI, bouncing between old-world servers and forgotten networks. He was everywhere. And nowhere. The wolf couldn't break into his house, because there was no house. But the wolf was coming. The darkness of cyberspace twisted. Firewalls melted like ice. Data fragments screamed as they were devoured. The wolf wasn't just a killer, it was a predator program now, rewriting itself, evolving, adapting. A virus with a will. The two clashed in the digital void. Lines of code became daggers, slicing through firewalls and encryptions. Every move Kiro made, the wolf countered. It was too fast, too smart. Little pig, you can't hide from me." Kiro felt it. The wolf wasn't trying to kill him. It was trying to override him. Erase him. Just like his father. He refused. Instead of fighting back, he let the wolf in. The predator struck, lunging to consume him whole, only to realize too late that Kiro had led it into a trap. A virus, buried deep in the old world code. Self-replicating. All-consuming. Kiro didn't just kill the wolf. He infected it. A scream, mechanical, digital, agonizing, rippled through cyberspace. The wolf shattered, its programming warped, its mind reduced to a husk of fragments and static. Kiro emerged from the wreckage. But he wasn't the same. He had the wolf's code now. Its instincts. Its hunger. In the underbelly of the Sprawl, whispers began. The big bad wolf was dead. And in its place, a new predator had risen. One that no corporation, no hunter, and no system could ever hope to control. The system is compromised. The hunt never ends. Like, subscribe, and descend into the darkness of the untold if you dare.